Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. It's Friday. Fridays are kind of impromptu for me. I never know if I'm going to stream on a Friday, usually till Friday morning. And today may be a little iffy for streaming in that we have a roofer coming to replace 4, 5, 6 shingles on the roof. And so that blew off in a storm. And so hopefully that doesn't get too loud. If it starts getting loud, I will notify you. Well, you'll be able to hear it. That, oh, the roofers are here. Bam, 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 bam. And I'll probably just mute. I'll just mute the stream, and you'll just have to watch, in silence. Um, but anyway, that being said, the next time I did a color book page, I wanted to do the Bella Futura, Jennifer Zimmerman's. I wanted to work in her page, in her book, and use one of her secrets of coloring demos, like in combination. But because the roofers are going to be here, I don't know what time, I don't know how loud, I'm going to wait on this till next week. The other thing we're going to do next week is I want to try to do a little something out of Bailey J's book, just a little something demo out of her book. And then next week, this is going to be a YouTube giveaway. Don't comment yet because I haven't set that giveaway, up yet. So, but I'm just saying, be watching next week. I'm going to give away a Bailey J book. So today I'm going to work on Nightfall. Orla sent this. And so, and it's the Maria Trolle. And so I'm going to work in this. I did a flip through it Wednesday. So I'm not going to flip through it. Again, I just wrote, there's Orla. But one of the girls did request that I do the Weasel. So I have the Weasel here. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. We've all been discussing the different issues going on Ustream. One of which being the following list is gone for, we don't know why, it's gone. And the other thing is so if you want to find one of your artsy crafty people on Ustream, then Eileen found a way to, you go to the Explore tab, scroll down to Education, keep scrolling down, and you'll see crafts, and then there's the people there. So that's a way to find your streamers, I think, while they're live, or maybe is it live and their recordings, or is it just the recordings up there? Anyway, that's one of the ways. Most of us that are here live, follow each other on Twitter, and we, notify each other. I always try to remember, and I did this morning, notify that I was live. I put a link there's a link in my Twitter header, and so yeah. Oh, hey, CB. Okay, I don't know, Eileen. I guess it just, it's just a try. It's something we can try because they may be tweaking. Who knows, right? Tweak, 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 not tweet, tweak. That seems to be the way of Ustream. Okay, so I'm going to do the Weasel. Again, I did a flip through the book on Wednesday. I think was it Monday or Wednesday? Anyway, I think it might have been both. So anyway, I did a flip through the book. So we're just going to dive right in. And let me zoom in a little. And I'm going to use my Jane Davenport watercolors. Okay. So I'm going to just open them all up here. And I put the little faces that the papers were wrapped in. I cut the papers off the little pans and then just glued them on the little test sheet that she gave you to swatch. Instead of swatching it, I just used the little colors off the pans. Okay, so what I'm going to do is open them all up. Oh, where's my spray bottles downstairs. Okay, hang on, guys. I got to go get my water bottle. Okay. I was just trying to find Diva. We're trying to herd cats again. Okay, so I got my little spray bottle. We don't let them around each other too much, but when we got a water bottle ready to spritz a cat fight, if need be. Okay, hey Melody, how was your dinner? Welcome back. All right, I gotta catch my breath again, up and down the stairs. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray all the colors. I don't know what color I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna get them all moist, get them all damp here, so that whatever color I decide to use, it will be wet, ready to go. Okay, catch my breath. All right. So now let me bring those. I'll probably need these first. All right, let me get some paper towel. Oh, here's one. I need to make sure I'm not got a wet desk there. Okay, because I'll probably use this set first because of the browns and the animal, fur colors. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do base coats. Make some space here. Move all the pencils. I'm going to use watercolor as a base, and then we'll go in there with pencils and shade. So I'm going to just start with watercolors. Now, you can do these pages are pretty thick, okay? Now, that does not mean it's not going to buckle at all. But if you're careful with the water and don't oversaturate, you shouldn't have much buckling. So, let's see. I think I want this one and let's get these two. And I just use cheap, I use budget-friendly pencils. Paintbrushes that I get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, usually in packs of 5, 10, whatever, and they're usually on sale or a 40% off coupon or whatever. Now I need let's get a clean tray here. I'm going to get a clean little palette here and spray some water right here so I have some water right handy, because just so I can dip my brush in as I need it. If I need to clean my brush, I'll go over to my big tub of water over there. Okay, so again, if y'all have any questions or anything, put them in caps. I'm just going to get some water on my brushes to get them damp. Okay, so I did find a reference picture of a weasel so that I know the fur. So his chest and stomach are white fur, and then he's like a sienna color. He's kind of like this color right here, sienna, which is in the palette Kiss Kiss, is kind of a sienna color. But again, use what you have. If we were thinking about using neo colors, but I just haven't used my watercolors for a while, so that's why we decided to go with that. Hey, Kimberly, Susan, anybody else I missed? Okay, so I'm just going to start, and I have my water right here, and I'm just kind of pulling out the water. You can see the paint there. I want to start with a light coat. So even the inside of his ear. So I'm picking up some paint. I'm picking up some paint out of the palette. Then I'm coming over here on my little wet, with a little bit of water over here and watering it down. See the water moving around in there? I don't know if you can or not. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going over the whole thing, even his eyes. I'm going to put white Posca in there anyway. So it kind of just goes through here. And then his chest. And if you want it darker, dry it and then put another layer. Okay? Dry it and put another layer so you don't. That's how you keep your paper from getting too saturated. So put a layer on and say, well, I want that darker right there. Well, then either dry it or just wait a minute and keep moving and then come back. So I'm not sure if there's any white in his tail. Let me see. I didn't see his tail. Let me go back to some weasel pictures and see if I can find a tail. I think the tail's brown too. But oh, okay. It's brown it looks like it's brown with a black tip. The brown one anyway. There's white weasels. I see some gray ones, but it looks like it's like brown right up to about there, and then it has a black tip. So we're going to roll with that. You don't have to do it. It's just kind of fun sometimes to try to match the real colors. What book is this, Mountain Dreamer? It's Nightfall, Marie Trolle. Okay, let me get a little bit more cyan over here next to me. And you can take your time, or, get a base coat on and then go back and really take your time with the shading. Or you could sit here, guys, I'm telling you could do this whole thing with watercolors and stroke by stroke maybe I'll do a little bit of that. Um, do all the fur and everything with watercolor. A little bit more, my little palette over here. But this is not, I mean, it's thick enough paper, but it's not watercolor paper. There's no texture. It's, sorry, it's kind of just like a flat cardstock. But it's heavy. It's a good weight. It's a good weight. Okay, probably that needs to be a little, maybe white needs to come all the way down there. We'll see. You're welcome. And you don't have to worry about getting it perfectly flat because it's fur. By the time whether you go back with watercolor or whether you go back with pencil, you're going to do little fur lines and everything. And so it's actually even better not to have it too flat, because then it just looks more real, more natural. So yeah, sorry for my voice, guys. Let's sip of coffee here. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off this week, and especially when you got people coming over to work on things. We had the security system guy over here on, I think it was Wednesday. Today we got the roofing guy. Got to get a new dishwasher. So it's just, a lot of things. All right, so now I'm going to go over here to Raven. Pick up a little of that, and I'm going to come again back over here into my water and just kind of water it down. You won't be able to hardly see it, but I want to get his little tail. It's a little, let's water it down just a little, kind of feather it in like that. Might have got a little too much water. Let me get my paper towel here and kind of dab that up. Okay, and then his little nose, his eyes, and all that, I'll go in there with a pen to get those details. All right, so there's a base. Gosh, I'm gonna have to go get some juice, guys. Hang on, my voice just keeps cutting out on me. So coffee's not cutting it. So let me go get some. Oh, I think I'm out of juice. I'll have to get some soda. I'll have to get something cold. Hang on. Let me be right back. Cubster did run to the store this morning, so he did pick me up some juice. So I did have some. Oh, it's a holiday in Canada? Good Friday, Jean? I know most things here are closed on Easter Sunday, but okay. All right, kind of trying to keep up with chat. Okay, so for the shadows, I usually use my, what do you call it, like slate blue or something like that for shadows. But there's nothing exactly that color, so I'm thinking I already have a little bit of some kind of blue mixed up here. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this very lightly. I'm going to water it down over here in my tray. I'm picking some up here, but I'm coming over here and watering down. I just want a little bit of shadow. I'm trying to use as much watercolor as I can, right? So just a little blue-gray shadow in the fur. Just like that, maybe. Today and Sunday are both holidays, and schools are also closed on Monday. I don't know if schools are closed here or not on Good Friday. I'm not sure. Today and next week is spring break. Oh, that cold juice feels really good in my throat. Look, that's a little bit too much water there. Okay, so there's our base coat on our little weasel. Now I'm going to go ahead and get more sienna. And then let me dry it, because I do want to make sure it's dry. Heat gun. Okay, so I can put another layer. I think I need where's my other brush? I pulled another brush here, and I can't find it, a pointy one. Where'd it go? Did it roll on the floor? Yeah, rolled on the floor. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. For some detail. Sorry guys, my voice is just... Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of put in some little fur lines here. Let me see, maybe I need to zoom in. Is it still okay as far as... So I'm just doing little fur strokes, like, and again, you can do this with pencil or, you know, but I'm putting in some, just this like mid-tone brown sienna. Fur. Shops are closed on Good Friday, banks are closed, and no post on Good Friday Easter. I don't know if we have mail today or not. I don't know if if it's a federal holiday or not. Does anybody in the states know if this is a federal holiday? Julie Topaz might know. I hadn't even thought about what's closed today. So I just thought it would be fun to do a little bit of watercolor, whether we used, you know, actual watercolor palette or whether we used Neo colors, because, you know, you can use Neo colors the same way on a brush. So I'm just kind of taking my time here. It's not a federal holiday that you know of. Thanks, Lori. Okay, let me spray a little bit more water in my sienna palette square. So I'm just using a little pointy brush. It's a number 1. It's just a number 1 little brush. And it's a new one, so it's not all jacked up from acrylic paint yet. Because y'all know I use it all the same. I do have some nice brushes, but I don't use them for, like, because I use acrylic paint all the time. So I'm not really using my really nice brushes that are in a roll that I have for oil painting, which I never do anymore. So I gave all my oil paints to Cameron, but I still have the brushes. And I'm kind of thinking about the direction of the fur here, like coming around his arm here. See how the strokes are going the way of. Oh my gosh, can't talk. Okay, thanks, but some states have it as a holiday. Do you just spray the palette and keep your brush pretty dry? Well, when I did the base here, when I did the wash over the whole animal, I used more water. See, I have water. Can you see water there? I used water. I watered it down to do the base. Now for all the little hairs, though, yeah, it's pretty much, I'm just using it right out of the palette. And when the little pool of water, see, there's a little pool of water in there. See the little bit of water pooled in there? When I use all that water up, then I'll just spray it again. So this is just kind of like his under fur. This is like the... And you don't have to do this. You just shade it. You know, you can just shade it. You don't have to put fur lines. I just thought it'd be fun. I have a calligraphy book with a famous, I think she's British, calligrapher who does miniature animals. I'm thinking I'm in my head, I'm imagining exactly where that book is on my shelf. So let me think for a second where it is on my shelf so I can grab it. And I'll show you some of the miniature animals that she does. Now I think she does hers in oil. Maybe it's watercolor. Nah, maybe it's gouache. I don't know. I'll just have to, because I don't remember. It's been a while since I pulled that book out. Oh, got a little bit too much blobby there. And I'll show you some awesome, beautiful, stunning miniature illuminated animals in calligraphy. I would have thought the inside of his ears might have been white, but in the pictures I've seen, they looks like they're dark on the inside, so we'll roll with that. He's looking kind of cute. Okay, now I'm going to go in here in the black, or well, it's called Raven. And let's put some. So you can do a lot of stuff in your color books. I mean, you can make these babies as painterly as you can imagine. Especially on a book that has thicker paper, you know. Okay, let me clean my brush in here. All right, let me see. Let me think real quick. My calligraphy section. Oop, it's behind this. Okay, let's see if I can move my tubs here a minute. It might be in my painting section. See, that's the thing, because it might be in my paint books on painting, or it could be, it's more than likely in my calligraphy. Let me just take a quick look. It's a little book, so I know the size. I think it has a green cover. Ah, found it. So we're going to back out for just a minute. We'll let this sit for a second. Painting for Calligraphers, Marie Angel. Let's just let that sit for a minute. Let's go on a little bit of a rabbit trail. Y'all know we love our rabbit trails. Okay, so this book I've had for a long time. I bought it at Pearl. There's no, Pearl's been closed down for I don't know how many years. And they're miniatures. So this is 1980. This is a second printing, 1984. First original printing, 89. Original printing, 1984. This is a second printing, 1989. Used by permission of the British Museum, Trinity College. Okay, so let's see. Ford, I want to find more about her. Let's see here. Doesn't even have a thing about her? Come on. She's here somewhere. Yeah, maybe it's in here in the front. Okay. And this was back when I was doing calligraphy. Well, I was kind of winding down by 89, I think. Okay. Marie Angel studied at the Croydon School of Art and Craft, graduated from the Royal College of Art, London. She is a miniaturist and scribe with an international reputation. Her work is in public and private collections. And, you know, I haven't kept up with her. I mean, I guess I should look and see if she's still alive and painting. Okay, so she gives a little history and stuff here. Here's one of her little botanicals. But I really want to, and she has how to do things, all the information. I'm not going to do all that. Okay, but here is an example. Here is a 2.5 by 2. This is actual size. That's about the real size right there. Look at that. Oh, let me see if I can get the autofocus. Hang on, guys. Come on. Look at that. Oh, well, we had it for a second. If I put my finger up there. I need something dark to focus on. Here, let's try to focus on this one. Come on, focus. Focus. It almost worked. There, look at that. This is actual size. It's like 2.5. Now I've got the focus so that it's right up here, so I'm going to have to like just put everything real close. These are 2.5 inches. I know, right? Okay, Kathy. All right, so let me, all right, it's going to be out of focus for a minute till I come back up there. Let me find some more because I've got her focused. I've got it focused on close up. So here's another one. This is an actual size, 2 1/8 by 1 3/8. Let me put my finger up there so you can see. That's actual size right there, guys. That's actual size. Yeah, I tried that, Jean. I don't know. Well, we can try that too. Jean said using the zoom. Okay, let's put on autofocus. Let's zoom, 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 zoom. I'm zoomed as far as I can go, Jean. That's as close as I can get. I'm trying to lock it in. Because my camera's, hung on a stick. I can't move it any. All right, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so these right here, these are by another artist here. All right, let's see. So what she does, see, she does the little illustrations, around, verse and her and the calligraphy. Let's see. Let me find some more good examples. She shows other people too. Okay, here's one. All right, let's see. Now I can zoom back out one. And let's autofocus again. See, if I don't grab it, it just keeps doing this. It keeps doing that. See, so I have to, when it focuses, I have to click right then. Okay, so this one right here is this is actual size. It's 6¼ by 4¼ or 4½. So this is an actual size. Look how little. Here's another one. And it's actually 3 by 3. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, she uses her animals in the lettering and along borders and things for her loom. Look at that little cricket. So you can see, look, the little faces are as small as my finger. That's a little slow Lori and a lemur. Oh. So anyway, I just wanted to show. Now let me go ahead and back out again. So you can see the full book. So, and she has other artists. This is by somebody else. She has other artists too. But the animals are all hers. Like the cat there, the tiger. And I don't remember. I'll look at the beginning and see what she paints with. It's probably, well, some of it's, okay, some of it's watercolor. I guess it just depends on what she's working on. Watercolor on vellum. These letters here, these illuminated letters. Isn't it cool though, guys? A lot of botanicals, and some of these are by different artists. This one's hers. Some of them are different, she references who they are. Then she shows you how to do layout of composition, how to sketch it out. So she's showing you how to do this. So there's the piece, and then here's all the different sketch out. Look, she shows you how to do a nice composition, how to work it, and she's got all the information there and everything. And then, she talks you through it all, and then there's the finished piece. So, and here she's talking about gouache. And just all different styles, This one's from 1480. I mean, just look at that. And so she's inspired by these. That's what inspires her to do her miniatures. The cat one had acrylic on vellum. Yeah, see, she uses different things. This one's watercolor. And I'm kind of too zoomed in now, but anyway, I just wanted to kind of, here she's does some coat of arms here. There's a coat of arms that she's done. And different coat of arms. And here she's incorporated coat of arms with the animals. Yeah. Here she's done an astrology circle. So yeah. So it's Painting for Calligraphy's Marie Angel. And I'll read the ISBN number, which is 087951969-X. I don't remember any of them like that. Or wait, no, wait. Yeah, that's it. Dash X. So anyway, but you can find it probably just easier plugging in Marie Angel, calligrapher. She probably has more than this book. I don't remember. Dim candlelight to do. Yeah, back in the day, but yeah, by candlelight, exactly. Or they could have been doing daylight, sunlight too. Okay, so there. Anyway, I got all kinds of books like that. One of my other favorite ones, if you want a good, this one's awesome. The Illuminated Alphabet. An inspirational introduction to creating decorative calligraphy. And this one has got tons and tons and tons of lettering. So if you want to look at illuminated letters, alphabets, this is awesome. And I got projects and everything in here. So this is one of my favorite illuminated lettering books. You'll see all that? I mean, I'm not doing a real... And the ISBN for that one is 156138458-5. And it came out in... This copy is 1994. And it's a first edition, so 1994. So yeah, there's a couple of lettering books and painting books. Okay, so let's get back to our Weasel. Okay. Dorothy and I sewed those Celtic letters on fabric. You mean you embroidered them, Eileen? Okay, so let's see. Now I'm trying to use these, colors here. So I'm going to go over here to, and I'm not going to spray it on the book, obviously, but I'm going to come over here and get this wet again. And I want this kind of a peachy color. It's called Buff, I think. Is that Buff? I think it's called Buff. It's the peachy flesh color there. And I'm going to use that next. And let's just see if that shows up a little. I just want a little bit in the mid section there. It's showing up a little. Not as much as I want. I don't think it's worth putting that layer on there. You can't really see it. We should name the Weasel Ron. Awesome, Eileen. Do you have pictures? When did you do that? Do you have pictures of that? I know you can do awesome embroidery, Eileen. But I don't think I've seen any of your illuminated letters. You need to do that. All right, so let's go with the. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the gray here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the gray. Pull it over here in a little clean spot. Well, that's all brown, so I'm gonna have to, let's clean this. I really need to let me get a white palette because y'all can't see this. I just grabbed it because it was handy. Let me get a white palette. Okay. And it's dirty, so I need to get a baby wipe. At least find a little, let me clean off a spot right here. to work in. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do, Eileen. I'd love to see it. Button is working on illuminated letter cross stitch. It's an M with a mermaid. Awesome. I love looking at, I mean, Mom does amazing cross stitch. I just don't like to sew. Okay, so let's see here. So I want to pull a little bit of the gray. Need a little bit of water. Okay, I want some gray. And then I'm going to come over here and grab a little of the blue, which is Sea Nymph blue, because it's too bright. I want it, oh, I'm going to get it wet again. I don't want it that bright, because I want it as a shadow color. So I'm kind of toning it down with the gray, like right there in the middle. And I'm going to do the little fur under his neck in the shadow, the white fur. And we can always go back and add some Posca in there. I don't mind mixed media. You know, mixing media does not bother me at all. So Hubster hasn't said if he's heard from the roof guy. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. I got my window open. Hey Kia. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Thanks for being here. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and dry this and do his eyes and his nose with a pen because it'll make it stand out. So let's dry. And I just use a Sharpie pen, not a marker. Don't use a marker. It'll bleed through. A Sharpie pen. And I'm going to, he just has like two little, well, let's go ahead and zoom in. Do it Jean's way here. And autofocus. Maybe autofocus. And he has just like black pupils right in there. But I want his eyes to be bigger and more. So I'm going to go around the eyes. And I'll probably do a little bit more you know, blending and stuff with them. And then his little nose. And he's got little bit of a, okay, like that. Alright, now I'm going to get a couple different things. I'm going to get my blue pencil and I'm going to get my white Posca. So let's start with the blue pencil first. I got to sharpen it because it's tiny. Because blue watercolor is not going to go over black ink. You know what I mean, Vern? So, but blue pencil will go over black. So I'm going to put some blue there and on his nose. A little bit of a, can you see that little bit of blue? Alright, now I'm going to go in with the white Posca and highlight the tip of his nose. And let's tap it out. It's a little big. I might have to go back over it with the blue because it's a little big. And now I'm going to put in his eyes. And again, that's a little big. As soon as that dries, I'll go back in. And then probably a dark, well, let's go with the sienna brown. Let's go with a little bit of sienna brown, just a little bit. Because you want to be able to see the differentiation between his pupils and the rest of his, you know, the iris and all. Okay, so all right, let me dry that. Okay, let's go back in with the black pupil. I just kind of go back and forth when it's so tiny. And another dot of highlight. Again, that one's too big, but now I got to dry it. So I can go back in there. A little bit of blue. And where's my, maybe a little bit of white blend pencil. I just tweeted a little heart, a little ease. Wait, what is that? Oh, a rat easel? Oh, I don't know. And paint with watercolor. I'll go look, Dot. I don't know what that heart easel pansy, what is that? Okay, I'm trying to get some highlight. Oops, trying to press too hard. Okay. Very tiny work here. I'm just having to go back and forth till I get it just like I want it. Okay, but I want shading around the eye. Where's my sienna? Well, let me see if I can do a little bit with paint, because we're working with paint. So let me go back to my sienna color. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to pick up, I got to wet this again. Okay, so I'm going to pick up a little sienna and a little brown. Add a little water. And do a little shading around the eye here. A little bit lighter on the top. A little bit more dark in the ear. Just got to keep layering it up. I like the way he's looking. He's going like, huh? Huh? Okay, let me go look on Twitter at Dot's thing here. See what she's got posted. Alright, so a watercolor on calfskin vellum she did a long time ago. I need to sharpen that picture up for you, Dot. It's kind of, well, it is on vellum, so it's probably, okay, so let's see if I can get this to show. Hang on, let's, now I got to go into right light. Hang on. And autofocus. So, yeah. Maria would be proud of you, Dot. Can y'all see that? The flower, the pansy flower is a little, it's not showing up on my phone as nice as it is in person. And the leaves are much greener, but that's the best I can do on my phone. Can y'all see that? Okay, let's readjust. Now I got it too dark. All right, hang on, guys. I got to readjust the lighting. Nothing stays. Nothing stays. Let's see. That's not even the right color. This is a orangey sienna color, and it's just not, it's not showing up correctly. I'm trying, people, but it's not the right color. Let's see if I can adjust the color. No, it's not going to change the color. Let's try the white balance. It's a little better. A little better. That should read Heart's Ease Pansy. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to I was trying to make a word out of it, Dot. I was trying. Okay, so yeah, so there we have a start. Okay, so let me go ahead and back out so we can let this rest for a minute, and let's work on the overall picture for a while. So we're gonna leave let's leave the easel. Let's leave the easel for a minute. Let's leave the weasel for a minute and do some other flowers. Now, here's the thing about this book. Apparently, in the back of the book, she has the names of all these flowers, the plant names. So she has page numbers, but the page numbers are not numbered. So I'm going to have to count, which is okay, but I'm not sure. Does she start? Is this page 1, the intro? I'm going to say that's 1. Is that how the pages start on a book? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the odd numbers on it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hang on, let me count them. 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 33, 34, 35, 6, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. She's 41, I think. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 61. So I'm thinking this is page 61. I hope I counted. Yeah. 61. So back in the back, she has a page number and the plant name. So page 61, well, they're in Latin, so that's not going to help me either. Okay. So anyway, I guess if you really want to do these all correctly and by the correct botanical colorations, yeah, Easel the Weasel. Yeah, Eileen. Then you could go look. I mean, I could go look them up on Google. It would just take a minute, But I'm not really caring to match these up, botanically. Okay. But you can do that. I want to use my watercolors. I don't really care. All right. So like these are probably some kind of like these little mushrooms. They're little mushrooms here. Which could be any variation, Hey, Jen, reading with Jen, we were talking a minute ago about, and Button says that she knows people that do it. Do you, when you're streaming, when you're recording for YouTube, do you just use your YouTube app on your phone to record? Or are you using your phone to record? I guess I should say. Because I want to do a live. And when you did go live, Jen, did you use your phone and the app, the YouTube app on YouTube? I don't want to confuse it with Ustream. I just wondered if you used your YouTube app. Okay, so we still have more work to do on them, but I'm just going to let them sit for me. And it does buckle a little. It is buckling just a little, but that doesn't bother me. And I found that by the time you do the other side, it's flattened out even more. You record with your camera app on your phone. Okay, so you just recorded with your camera. But haven't you gone live before? Or am I just thinking of Anne? When Anne goes live, isn't she using her phone? Yeah, okay, so you did. You went live from your phone with the YouTube app. Okay, because I'm going to try that this weekend. So, okay, so let me get the flatter brush here. I got these 2 brushes here. This is the little flat one. And if you're just joining us, we're using all the different Jane Davenport watercolor palettes. I think I should move over into these brights. And let's readjust. Well, I don't know. It's not too bad as far as the color goes. I could probably take some of the sunshine, move my blackboard and let the sunshine in. Okay, so let's see what I want to do. Let's re-wet my little palette here. Let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and get a nice light green here. Although she has olive greens over here. I think I want to use those. I want to use this water sprite. I got to get away from the book here while I wet this. I think I'm going to go with the water sprite green. Let me get my little palette back here. Yeah, I'm liking that olive. Okay, let's put some water there. So I'm going to go with water sprite. It's like an olive green. I know it's not showing up that well, and I'm constantly fighting the light, but adjusting. Hi, Haley. We're working on watercoloring today. Whoops, that's way too much. Let's water that baby down. We're working on watercoloring in a color book today. Get your Nana to go buy you some new watercolors. Debbie Boring. Debbie Boring's granddaughter is here. They're visiting, I think, Debbie. So get your grandmother to go buy you a nice set of Jane Davenport watercolors. And a color book. Make sure the paper's nice and thick. If you're just joining me, I'm working in Nightfall by Maria Trolle. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna, oops, well that's okay. I picked up a little of the brown too. That's okay. We can have variation in the leaf colors. So I'm just doing like a wash here. We're not getting very far because we have we did a book rabbit trail, and you know, that's the way we roll around here. Lots of rabbit trails. Okay, so there's just a base coat on that. And I think that this looks like a gardenia. I'm not sure. Looks like a gardenia. Okay, so there's some kind of olivey green there. Let's put it a little bit darker. Should probably dry in between. Okay, then what other kind of greens do we have in here? We have, this one's called Enchantress. Let's test that out. Oh, that's a nice, it's kind of like a, but with these two greens, I think we can get a blue green. I need more water. Hang on, I gotta come over here to the side and wet it down. I don't want to spray over the book. I'm really being, I'm testing the, okay, we lost color again. Hang on, guys, sorry. Let's adjust the lighting. I don't know. It's probably better to stay this far away anyway until we get, until we start shading. Nope, that's too pink. That's a little better. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so I'm going to set this one in here so I can go from here to here to here. All right, so I need a little bit of this forest green. And I'm kind of mixing it with a little bit of that blue just to tone it down so it's not bright like mermaid green. I want it a foresty green. And I'm going to do, and I probably need a little bit more water. I want to do these bigger leaves, a separate color of green. So let's get Crack-a-Lack in here. I know everybody's saying, well, it's about time. So what's everybody else working on today or this weekend? Again, guys, my thing here with the watercolor is just, I wanted it to be a base. I did go in there and, you know, do some fur with watercolor, but I'm going to shade with pencil. But you could do a whole thing with just watercolor. If you took your time and, you know, and you love doing watercolor. Jean would probably rock a whole page with, well, I think she has done a whole page with watercolor before she started painting her own actual paintings, you know, not someone else's. line art. And they have these little dots in a lot of things. That would probably be good to go in there with the Posca on top. Make some of those little dots down there. It looks like there's little cats right there. Well, there's one. It's like a little cat hiding right there. I'm going in the post office. I can't remember if you said you wanted a book. Oh, I don't know who. I guess she's not talking to me. Janet's talking to somebody else. Zelie finished the Medusa in Mythomorphia and just started the Fawn. Ah, did you post it somewhere? Zelie, is it on Instagram? Okay, so there's 2 more of those leaves, or 3 more of these leaves right here. Remember, you want, like I'm doing these leaves here, you want to make sure he's dry before you touch a wet leaf to him, because they'll bleed together. I need a little bit more of that green, a little bit more of that blue. What are you working on, Haley? I mean, not necessarily right this second, but are you working on an art project while you're there? Oh my gosh, guys, let me try to move my light blocker here. Just fighting the color. It just keeps getting dark, dark, dark. Now that's way too flashed out, but I do my best, people. I do my best. All right. It's on Instagram, Zelie Green. Good morning. Hey, Limo. Okay, I have to go look at it. Yeah. Okay, what else? I didn't see if Haley answered. I'm doing a portrait for Daddy for his... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Is it a secret? I hope he's not listening. Did I ruin it? Okay, let's see what else. He's probably not listening. He's probably not watching. Okay, so there's that. Oh wait, here's 2 more. They're hiding from me. That's awesome, Haley. What are you using? Are you painting, color pencil? What are you using? There's another leaf right there. To do the picture. Oh, okay, awesome. Well, enjoy your time with your Nana. You're on spring break. Oil pastels. Awesome. Well, when you get done, have your Nana message me a picture of it so I can see if you don't mind. Okay, I'm going to go back to the olive green again, which is called Water Sprite in the Jane Davenport. Which set is this? Is this the Brights? It's the one that's blue. It's the teal one. No, it's the new one. It's the I think it's the, what do you call that one? I forgot the name of this set. It's the new one. It's the one with the greens. I forget the name of it. I can't tilt it, guys, because it'll spill. But I'm going to go back in. It's one with all the greens. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we just started. We're not done yet. We just got a base coat and a little bit of fur on there. So now I'm going to go back in here with the olive green and get some of these other um, type of leaves that have a lot of veins in them. They remind me of the waxy type leaves. I know there's names for all of them. I used to love plants and be into plants until we moved to Alaska. We lived in Alaska for 3 years, Haley, and I had to give away. Well, I gave them all to Mom and Grandma. Had to give all my plants to Mom and Grandma because there was no way I could. I tried, trust me. I tried to put them all in the Blazer and drive with all my plants all the way to Alaska. We drove from San Antonio to Alaska, and I tried to take my plants with me because you can't ship them. You know, you might as well just buy new ones when you get there, which that's what I finally ended up having to admit. Oh, there's another one of those colored ones here, hiding back here. I had to just face it. I wasn't going to be able to pack my plants and take a whole truck full driving to Alaska. Glitzy. Thanks, Jen. Glitz C, S-E-A. Glitz C. So I couldn't take my plants. I'm just looking around to see what I've missed. Okay, so I got those. And I got those. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to these. These remind me more of I'm going to come over here to this set and get the, this is out of the Brights. And let me spray it again, not right here, but over there. This is more of the lime green. I want to get a little bit of that lime green, and I'm going to put it over here next to my olive green so I can just tone down the lime green just a little bit. So add a little bit of water in there, because this is just a base coat, and I'm going to base coat all these leaves now. See, I'm trying to have them all just a little variation of green. Just a little bit of difference here, so they look like different plants. A little bit more. Oops, too much. Too much water in that one. Poor Jeannie, no Janet. Y'all must be talking about a book or something that Janet's sending out. So yeah, my plan was to, the next time I colored a page, to work in Jennifer Zimmerman's new book, but because we have roofers coming today, and that's going to be like an all-day project, or at least a two-parter, I'm sure, because I want to do a demo and a color page and all in one. I didn't want to have to be thinking about the roofers banging when they, and well, it's really not roofers. It's just a guy replacing a couple of shingles, a few, 4, I think, 5 maybe. But that will disrupt the stream flow. Oh, one of those huge leafy waxy ones. Yeah, I love. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think. Start with a P. What's the name of the plant? Starts with a P. These big giant philodendron. Philodendron. I love me some philodendrons with the huge giant leaves. Oh my gosh, I had tons of those babies. You should see me jamming them all in the back of a truck, trying to drive to Alaska. Oh, Hubster, bless his heart, he was going to do it if I wanted to. But finally, we couldn't even get a suitcase in there, and we were going to camp out because we took a 2-week trip. We drove from San Antonio to Seattle, and then from Seattle to Anchorage. And you think it's not that far from Seattle to, you think that Alaska's just like right there. But like, I'll do this for Haley. I'll give her a little geography lesson. Uh-oh, I don't want to use that. That's part of a demo there. Hang on, let me get a little piece of paper here. Here we go. Now, my geography map is not going to be the best, but you'll get the point. Okay, this is for our Haley. Okay, so here is the United States. Let's see. There's Texas, here's Florida. That's California. So I mean, there's New York and everything up in there, but we're not going that way. So San Antonio's right here. Seattle is right there. Now y'all, you should know that because you're in California. So don't laugh at me about the California. So when you and we went through Yellowstone, we went to Idaho to visit my grandfather. So we drove from San Antonio, and we took a, it was like, oh, I think that comes more like that. We made it a 2 week vacation, right? And so we drove from there, all the way up here, and there's Seattle. That right there is 2,500 miles. Okay? So a lot of people think, well, there's Alaska right there. But no, no, people. That's not how it looks. Then you have, and I don't, and don't, I'm not gonna, Gene will kill me if I divide Canada up wrong. Gene's up here in Nova Scotia. But anyway, so then you have British Columbia, you have the Yukon, you have, there's a lot of country up in here, right? So from Seattle to Anchorage, it's another 2,500 miles. It's 5,000 miles from San Antonio to Anchorage. Don't laugh at my geography. Debbie, you get out a map and show Haley what this really looks like. So anyway, and it's way down here, like, Alaska's, up here, but you got to go up and through Yukon and back down. That's why a lot of people take the ferry from Seattle to Anchorage, because you can take a ferry, right, to here. But we drove. So we drove, and then it's all the way back down. So that's 5,000 miles. Yeah. So get out an atlas. Get your nana to get you out an atlas and look at it. Okay, so anyway, all right, so let's get back to our little weasel, okay? And I did smear something there. I don't know. Maybe I can erase it with an eraser. Let's see. Well, it might be damp still. I shouldn't probably try to do it now, but yeah. Okay, so let's do these little. Let's see. Let's do these other bigger leaves, and we'll go with the dark green for those. Where's my brush? And so I'm going to pull out here probably, well, I'm going to go with the olive still, but I'm going to also go in here with the Enchantress. So I'm going to make this a real foresty dark green. But I'm not going to use it straight, 100 proof. I'm going to water it down, because otherwise if you get it too opaque, you're not going to see your color book lines. Right, so you got to water it down if you want to see the lines. So this is yet another variation back here. I got a little, let me sop up some of that water and take it over here. And again, if you want it darker, wait till it dries or hit it with the heat gun and put a second layer on there. Or you can do it with pencil, which is what I want to do. I'm kind of base coating with the watercolor, and it got a little flashed out again. We always fight with the, no, that didn't do it. It needs to stay bright because I got the sun. I got the sun coming through the window. Turn the brightness down just a tad. Well, I've sort of told you all about it. Yeah, we visited all those places up there. I don't know if we drove through Denali on the way. I'm not. This was back in the 80s. This was 1983, guys. We drove the Yukon Highway, and a lot of it's not. It's a long drive. you know, you can drive a lot of it's on dirt roads, and at least back then, I don't know what the roads are like now, but back then, okay, I got to get that a little dark again. You know, back in the 80s, it was an adventure, and we camped out, and we went to Yellowstone. Of course, I'd been to Yellowstone when I was a kid, you know, with Mom, but so we made it like an adventure. I kept a journal. I still have the journal, and how much gas we spent, you know, cost of gas, and where we ate, where we stopped, all the hotels we slept in, if we camped out, all of it. I kept a little journal. Upstairs still has it. He keeps it. It's one of his treasures. He loves that journal. He would go back to Alaska today if we could. Seriously. I said, how about we settle on Montana? How about we settle on Montana? But anyway, okay, so there we go. So I'm looking around to see if I miss any of those same kind of leaves, right? I think I will go. No, I think those might be flower, but no, there's some other leaves in here. I'm just going to go ahead and, I think there's some buds and leaves. And I probably should do that with pencil because it's going to be, and I at least should get out my pointy brush. I'm still using the flat brush. Then you should be using a pointy one. Hey, Paula. Paula, it's Haley, Debbie's granddaughter, that's here. I'm sure Debbie's right there, though. If you talk to her, she'll hear. Oh, I just smeared that. So you can't read chat while you're coloring. So again, maybe I should zoom in a little here. There we go. And it is, I have the window open, guys, so it is flashed out a bit, but we'll roll with it. And there goes the sun behind a cloud. Okay. Just can't win, can we, guys? Just can't keep the light right. I'm just gonna have to get me a ring light, sit in the dark, close all the blinds, block off the sun. I don't know. That probably wouldn't work either. I am anxious to try streaming onto YouTube from my phone. I'm going to try that this weekend. If I get, I can't promise. I'm going to try, depending on the time and stuff we have. So I'm doing some of these. See, I smeared that right there. I'll just have to paint over it. Those are the mushrooms. But I just want to test it out. Oops, sorry, it was out of frame. I can move crack. Suze, that makes absolutely no sense to me. My sin, S-Y-N, has passed. I can move the cracker box. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is my favorite color? I'm using right now, in case you just came in, Paula, I'm using all the Jane Davenport sets. I have all 3 sets here. And I'm looking at chat and I'm smearing my painting. Ugh. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to do a, and see, these kind of books I try to avoid doing a black background. Especially this one's already got the night pages done for you. I don't know, I'm smearing it like crazy. If I had to have one color that I had to pick, just one, it would have to be indigo. But I like indigo, ochre, and sienna. I like the Renaissance color combination. But if I had to pick one color, it would have to be indigo. But I don't like to pick one color. Don't make me, Paula. Don't make me pick one color. Oh, Haley wants to know. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Paula. I didn't see Haley asking. I would say indigo blue. It's like a gray blue, Haley. It's like a dark gray blue. What's your favorite color, Haley? It's just that I have an open out cracker box. Oh, you have a cracker box taped to your computer? I have a big, when I built my shelves out of here, the black foam board. I have a big piece of black foam board that I bent in or cut two pieces, taped together so I can have a half board or a full board. So I can completely block out the sun, which see, I almost need to. I thought that I would be okay because the sun's, but obviously it's a little much. Let me use a half board there. So I'll block out half the sun. Teal was Haley's. Let me write that down. Where's my pen? Teal. Okay. Well, let me show you what indigo is. Here. This is, no, that's not exactly it. Do I have one in here? I don't think I have an exact indigo in here. I'll have to mix one. Let's see. Let me get where's my, let me get my map out here. It would be the closest in here. Which one of these has the closest? Maybe this one. See, nope, that's too blue. I don't think any of these are very close to indigo, to tell you the truth. Let's see what ink is. Hang on, let me clean my brush. Okay, yeah. All right, so the closest that I have in my Jane Davenport is called ink. Let me get a little water on it. There you go. See that dark blue? It has gray in it. It's like a blue-gray. Does that help? And there went the light again. Oh my gosh. Oy. The sun just keeps coming out. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to I need to go back to my pointy brush and my greens here. I'm doing some of the little stems. And again, guys, you could do all this with, do this with a pencil. I'm just having fun with the watercolor, right? Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Every time I look up, we have a different color book page. As soon as I get the base in, we're going to go back to the Weasel. I'm imagining these little pods have half green and half bloom, half flower. Did you have My waggles? Oh, me? Waffles? I don't eat waffles. Well, unless Hubster makes them from scratch in the waffle iron. If you're talking to me, Susie Q. Suze, I'm going to get one of those silver things and put in the windshield. It will stand on its own. It will be tall enough. My laptop is set on high, so it has eye level. I just moved my laptop around. It's the sun coming through the window. I'm having to block the whole window, and I have a huge. I mean, the foam board is huge. That's why I have it taped so I can open it full or fold it in half. It's probably 4 feet by 5 feet. No, it's got to be bigger than that when you open it up. I don't know. It's huge. It's the size of a window. It's the size of a full-on window, Suze. Okay. But anyway, so if y'all are, if you're watching the recording and you have issues with my lighting, I've heard it all, people. You don't need to email me again. Some of y'all, the same people, email me over and over. Or comment, I should say. Comment over and over about my lighting. Okay, so I think I like that for the base. Now let's maybe do a little bit more on the flowers and the mushrooms. The mushrooms. Okay, so let's see. All right. Going back to the nice little flat brush here. Make sure it's clean. Okay. So what color do I want the mushrooms? Because I still have other flowers and stuff to do too. And this is just a base coat, guys. And I'm just taking my time. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. We went to the Waffle House, but I don't get waffles. That's why, I'm sorry. That's why I didn't understand you, Susie Q. Yeah, I love to go to the Waffle House for breakfast, but I don't eat waffles. I get bacon. Well, I don't even eat bacon. I eat eggs. I usually just get eggs, toast, and hash browns. Hubster will have, bacon, eggs, and waffles. But I don't get the waffles at the Waffle House. I know that's terrible. My favorite thing at the Waffle House is the hash browns. If I don't get anything else, I'll get a double order of hash browns and a cup of coffee. That would be my anniversary dinner, I'm telling you. However, we didn't get to go. We have, all these different people coming over, doing things on the house, and now we got to go get a new dishwasher. So it's, yeah. I get you now. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't eat waffles. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to let's go to the mushrooms. Now, do I want them brown? Because that might be we're keeping it kind of, woodsy like. And I might do these flowers in like, if this was a magnolia, it'd be, like a white with, hey, Colleen. Oh, well, yeah, you got to do something about that for your, so you can see your screen, Suze. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with, I'm looking at my colors here. I think I'm going to go with the, like a ochre color. This is called Spice. And there's also, I think that's sand. Spice and sand. Those right there. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my little, just make some space here. I'm going to come over to my little, I have this porcelain tray. It's big. Right, and I'm just making I'm making a little room here. All right, so I'm going to spray this off to the side, get it wet, and I'm going to pull out some spice. Let's just go with that, and then we'll go with the sand for the tops. So for the bottoms, the stems of the, and I'll add a little water on that. For the stems of the mushrooms, I'm going to go with that. So, and there's probably a couple variations of mushrooms, but I'm going to do them all the same. It's the darker, I need a little bit more. It's the darker of the two ochres on the stems. Okay. And then here's some more. Do all the stems the same spice color. And again, I can get them darker. I can get the leaves dark, get all this darker with another layer. Maybe I'll just show a little example of that too. You know, just like our Marie Angel book we showed. You can layer and layer and layer and get it nice and dark. But I kind of wanted to go with pencils. Okay, there's the roof guy. So we might have some banging going on. There's a stem I missed right there. Because he's coming to replace a few shingles on the roof that blew off in one of the bigger storms. So he's going to, so I need a little darker. Why did I get a little darker right there? That stem. There we go. So we might hear some banging. I might have to mute. If it gets too loud, I'll just mute. Okay. Did I miss any mushrooms? All right, so I think I got all the stems. Now I'm going to go in with the sand color. I'm going to put some out here, which is like a light ochre. Okay, it's lighter than the one I just used. I'm going to add just a squish of water there. And I'm going to do the caps. The caps of all the mushrooms. So yeah, after I finish streaming, we got to go get us a dishwasher. I'm sure there's a trip to the bookstore in there if I need it. Okay, let's see. Okay, over here. And this is just the base coat in case you're just joining us. This is the base coat, and the book I'm working in is Nightfall, Maria Trolle. And I did do a, oh, I missed one there. I did do a flip through the other day. Okay, I think there's a leaf right back there. Or is that a stem? I think it's a leaf. Let's just color that in right there. Oops, it's wet. Oh. Clean my brush. Got a little green in it. That's okay. Bookstore therapy. Yes, Colleen. Stream live at the bookstore. Oh, I could maybe try, Eileen. Ooh, we could give that a shot, couldn't we? That would be a good test, Eileen. You're so smart. Okay, let's see. And I got so many little smeared bits because I look at chat and I drag my hand over. Okay, so the next thing, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to go with this gold color. I'm trying to use as many colors as I can. This one is called, is it almond? It's so light. It's the color of, hang on. Let me get in the sun. No, what is that? I can't read it. I don't know what that color is. It's written in the same fleshy color. It's like a golden color, but I can't read it, so I don't know what color it's in. Let's see if it's more yellow, because I'm going to put some of that out. And I know I mix them, and a little bit of the yellow. So I want it kind of a brighter yellow, because I'm going to do the flowers, right? Like these little Black Eyed Susans, I guess. I'm guessing what they are. Anyway, they're going to be yellow. So, nope, that's not quite enough yellow. Let's put a little more yellow. I'm trying to keep it kind of all natural colors, if you will. You know, not a lot of bright colors in there, although, I don't know, maybe it needs some. But I'm kind of keeping it woodsy. That's the word. I'm kind of keeping it all woodsy. Like all these trays and all these sets right here. So I don't want it quite pure yellow, so I'm putting a little bit of the ochres in there. And then I think, see, I touched that stem. I got a little, that's okay though, because the colors will match. It looks more natural when they kind of bleed together. What did Paula say we should buy? New book. Looks like there's coloring pages in it. I didn't even know she had a new book coming out. Is it out already, Paula? Uh-oh, Paula's enabling. Does Jane Davenport have a new book out? Okay, so I think that's the only ones there. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I got to be careful. I should probably do this with pencil because it's probably going to smear. The little buds. I'm going to do the buds yellow. But I got to be careful. Come on in. I see that he's there. Is he going to start hammering?
Yes, I just want to let you know.
Okay, I heard him come up, so I don't know how loud it's going to be in here. If it need be, I'll mute my show.
Okay.
But thanks for the warning. Yeah, I've been listening to you out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, honey. Oh, the cats are in? Which one?
Both of them. One of them just walked back out.
Okay. Well, where's Diva? She got her locked in so that she doesn't get out of the house.
Yeah, okay, they come out.
Well, you can leave it open. They can come in.
Is it gonna freak them out in a minute?
Yeah, the hammering's going to freak them out. Yeah, they'll probably run and hide under the bed.
Yeah, the Star Trek siren when Captain Kirk went, red alert. They went,
Yeah, I got one of those, remember?
Yeah, with both the cats went.
Oh my gosh. That's what I need to do. I need to pull out my red alert so that they can, if I need them out of my art room, that's all I have to turn on my alarm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to do it now, but I'll show you. See, I actually have a real one that really does do all the sounds from the Enterprise. But it's really loud, so I'm not going to do that to you right now. But it makes all the sounds. Maybe we'll do it later. Okay, they just want to be in the window. Here, all right, let me move the blackboard. There you go. Okay. So, Paul, what is it? You said May 1st it comes out? Okay, let me scroll back. I think it comes out May 1st. Everybody said hi to Hubster. He just wanted to come in here and give me a warning that we're probably going to have some hammering. Okay, there's a little cat right there. I think I'll do him indigo. I'm going to do him indigo just for, where's the ink? Yeah, there it is. I'm going to do an indigo cat just for Haley, so she can see my indigo cat. And then this is just a base coat here. So he's going to be he'll be a black cat, but he'll be blue because he's shiny. You can't see him very well, but we'll make him stand out. Okay. Let's see. I think I want these flowers to actually be white. They kind of remind me of like either gardenias or a white flower that's going to have shadows. So let me see if I can just cut the light down again because the sun. So I'm going to take the indigo and I'm just going to go just do a little. See how I'm just doing a little shadow on the white flower? And then this one here. Okay. Now, I got these I think those little daisies, they need to be yellow too. So go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this, like if these are like Black Eye Susans or, I'm going to just put a coat of indigo. And it's very pale. I mean, it's just a wash on them. And then also in the centers of these, oops, that's a little heavy there. Are we still with the tour, guys? Sorry for the lighting. It's just going, fluctuating, and I'm just, I'm ignoring it. Yeah. Trying to anyway. Okay. and do the centers of all these. So essentially our colors are indigo, browns, and golds and greens. Let's see if I tilt it like this. There we go. Oh, okay, Debbie, I'll look at the picture in a little bit. I saw the message, but I didn't see the picture. Okay, oop, too thick. I want it that dark. I want to feather that out. You can see how much darker you can get it. So we'll see how loud this gets, guys. Might just have to go. Because if it's really loud, or I'll have to mute you. Or I'll have to mute me. But you can see we're coming along. It's coming along with the watercolor. And I'm just taking my time and having fun with it, you know. You're at Simon Says Stamps. Is that where you're shopping today, Eileen? Or are you just enabling? Okay, so let's clean the brush. Let me go back to my pointy brush. I'm just going back and forth between a number 1, just a pointy, and here's just a flat. It's a number 2 flat, or it could be a round. I think it's a flat. Okay, so let's now get back to the yellow here. I'll do these little flowers. Sorry, I got to keep staying in camera here. Yeah, maybe I'll do a test. The only thing is, here's the thing. Somebody help me out here if you've done a YouTube live with your phone. What's going on in chat? Because there's no one there to moderate it. I mean, is chat even open? Can people still chat when you're live via your phone, via the app? Is chat open? Because you don't know what's going on in the chat then. I don't have any idea what's going on in chat. Hey, Ann. Paula's shopping? Okay. So who's done, oh, see, I smeared it again. I'm not paying attention. You can't just rake your hand over wet watercolor. So, I mean, I don't care about, I'm live. This is live because I don't edit any of this. So essentially, this is live, whether you're watching a recording or not, because I don't edit anything. I upload directly after this show's over. It goes to YouTube, no editing, just goes right up. So it doesn't bother me to go live. My question is if I go live with my phone on the YouTube app to live YouTube, is chat open? I mean, I don't care if you guys chat, but other people can be there that, may not be as nice and friendly as us. You add a moderator if you have people willing. Okay, hey, Sammy. So if I say, let's just say I modded somebody, will they, anytime they go to my Ustream, will they be an auto, cat alert, will they be an auto mod just like they are here? So I don't have to remod anybody. I've got my mods here, and they're automatically, as soon as they come in, they're modded. Will that happen with the YouTube as well? They auto mod when they come in? I mean, that'd be awesome, because I'll mod, Eileen's there, baby. She may not like YouTube, but she's going to be there. I'm so bad. Okay, so now I'm going to just get my brush wet. Let me find a place here for some water where I can have just some clean water. And I want to see if I can feather out some of this right here, just a little bit. I just don't want it too harsh of an edge. Now you got to be careful because I'm scrubbing a little bit. You got to be careful. This is not watercolor paper we're working on. This is color book paper, and you'll start to pill the paper if you start scrubbing too much. So I'm just kind of going around at once here. I don't want to pill the paper or go through, right? Or go through. They will do, but they can edit things on your YouTube channel. Okay. Okay, good. They are auto when they are on. I haven't had to re-add them, so yeah, okay. That's good to know. I don't know if I'll have time to go in and I'll have to figure out how to do that. I'll have to go into my YouTube. Can I just go into my Creator Studio and do that from there? Or do I have to do it while we're live? Uh-oh, got a green blob there. See? Let's see if I can... I got a big green blob, and I can't overdo it because it's going to peel through. I got to be careful there. I have to go over that with pencil. All right. A little more just... Okay. Now let's go down to this one. Cats are in the window. They're so good. They follow each other around. They're like joined at the hip. Do you like that sunshine in that window, Oliver? Yeah. Did I get a new picture this morning? Do I have it on my phone or how? You should be able to do it from the studio ahead of time. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hang on. And I did me a Good Friday see if I can show that. It'll show up. Probably not. It's probably going to flash my camera out. But I did a Good Friday. There it is. I did a little photo shoot thing this morning for Good Friday. Yeah, did that this morning. I think it's in my message. Here we go. Let's save this picture. Save to files. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, here. Let's turn it sideways. They're sitting in the living room window. See if I can get them. There they are. There's a screen there, by the way. They're not out. I mean, they can't get out. I guess they could if they really wanted to. They could push that screen out. But there they are sitting. Aren't they adorbs? You saw on Facebook? I haven't even had a chance to go back over there. I threw it up there. Julian came here. So, yeah, there's the yard. We need to clean out that little thing right there. There's the roofer banging. That's not too bad. Maybe I'll just turn the volume down. There's the bird bath, and we have a bird feeder right there, right? There's the street right there. There's a street out there, and that's our neighbors across the street over there. But there's a bird bath and a bird feeder right there, and they can sit there and look out. This is downstairs. They can look out at it. Aren't they so cute? So Oliver has the little widow's peak, and Malibu has, as Jean calls it, bangs. I know, they're so cute. I love them. Eileen has 2 white cats too, so. Okay, so there we go for a base. I'm looking at it. Oh, these 2 flowers. What color do I want to do them? I think they might need to be a sienna color. I mean, he'll end up being darker here, but I think I'm going to go with the sienna. Let me water that down. And maybe with just a tiny bit, let's go over here. This is Frolicsome. It's like an orange color. I'm going to use that. So let's just water that down a little. And I'm just going to base coat the whole flower. I'm trying to use all the Jane Davenport colors out, and I'm using the 3 sets. So. Ah, see, look what I just did. Ugh. Not being careful. I'm paying too much attention to chat. I need a little bit more. Can't get it too wet though. Let's move some of that over there. I might have to go behind in the background with black because I've smeared so many places. Or I'll have to get white. And see, this isn't pure white, so if I use white paint to get rid of mistakes. The only thing better than a kitten is to, I know, and they're so sweet. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is, and I think I'll just go, well, I'll go ahead and do it with this, because so the same color that I used in here, I'm going to go up the centers of these leaves. I'm going to put a little bit of that orange color in the center, just to kind of tie that together. There's one right there. Here's one over here, here, and here. So this is all the base coat with the, again, I'll show you an example. Let's do this big mushroom here. I want to just do it all in watercolor to show you, but I want to use pencil. It's quicker. Let's just face it. Thanks, Sammy. Trying to do it all in watercolor. So far, everything is in watercolor. I think I'm going to go in with orange in the centers of these two. That ties it all together. Okay, but I want to show you that you can do all your coloring and shading and everything with watercolor if you want to, but it's going to take more time, right? It's going to take you more time to color it all with watercolor. So let's come back over here to this set. And I think right here I'm going to go back to, because this is the color, Spice. Spice is the color I use for the stem. So now I'm going to take that Spice color and start shading. Again, you got to be careful not to over wet it, because this is not watercolor paper. So you got to make sure you have as little water as you can, and then dry in between. Okay, so you can start. Oh, I need my pointy. Let me get my pointy. So you can just do a full-on watercolor painting with these if you want. I just try to use different things so everybody gets all the different options that you can do. Okay, so there's a little bit of shading. I need a little bit more here. Put some over here. Because otherwise it will pill or go through, and you got to be careful of that. So there's a layer. So let's dry that. So now I can go back in with maybe some sienna. Let's wet that down again and do a little more shading under here. Can you see how we're building up the layers? That's what you have to do with watercolor. You build up the layers. That's this mushroom, but I want that dark there. Okay, now I might put it just a touch right on those lines. Can y'all see that? I hope it's showing up, because I know the sun, Let's see if I can bring the brightness down. There we go. Is this? Yes. I'll show them again, Sammy, in a minute. That's better color, but it's just so dark. But that's true color right there. This is what I see. Even though everything else is really dark, that is the true color right there. Okay. So let me get a little bit of the ochre water down here, and I can just blend a little more. And you just keep, blending and drying in between. Oh, now it got too dark again. I'm sorry, guys. I fight this light like you wouldn't believe. Well, yeah, you would believe because you see me fighting it. That's too red. Uh, okay. So see how you can go from this to that with just watercolor? So you can do all the same kind of, let's do a couple of these little sunflowers here. Let's get into some of the spice again. And again, I'm pulling some of that off and coming over here on the palette on my big tray right here. And you can like get in here in these sunflowers. Or you could do all this with pencil. I'm just having fun with the watercolor at the moment. But you can do all this with a pencil too. All right, let me water that down just a little bit more. Oh, let's do this one. Can y'all see the shading? Okay, now I might go back again with even a little bit more of a brown and get right in here in the crevices. Maybe let's try to zoom a little. Yeah, I might have to test that live YouTube at the bookstore. Y'all are bad. Okay, now I'm going to get in there with a little bit more of the yellow ochre and just soften it. You can just, but once you know that you've got a layer of water on there, take a second to dry it, because otherwise we're going to be going through this book. I mean, literally going through the page with water if we're not careful. So let's dry. Yeah, I know, I do too. I love the watercolor shading, but you can see, you know, we've been here 2 hours, and you can see how long it's taken us just to do this much. But like here on these, let me go over here to my ink color, and I'm using all 3 palettes. All right, so now I'm going to pull out a little bit of the ink color over here, okay? And we can go in here on these little lines. See? And it's, oh, so dark. Nope. That's better. So that white flower is layers. Yes. We went from a white we went from white to this to this to this. So we've gone through, these are the stages that we've kind of gone through here. Okay? Look at the color I am. Oh gee. All right. So now I'm going to do the center right there. So I'm going to go back in with the sienna color, which is called Face Kiss, I think. It's the sienna color. And I'm going to put a little bit darker in there. Now, I'm probably going to go in here with some white Posca too. I'm so sorry about the lighting, guys. Every time I look up, it's screwed up again. It just will not stay. It just will not stay. I have nothing auto on, and it just will not stay. I can't make it stay. Okay. So, it's frustrating. It is. You don't have to tell me. Oh, Dee Dee, I'm sorry you're frustrated. I know I'm frustrated. It's totally frustrated. Okay. So let's go back to the ink color again. And do this flower with the lines. And I think some of it's because I'm so zoomed in. The zooming in has something to do with it. Okay. So I want to let me water that down. I have my spray bottle, and I'm just getting my little palettes wet a little bit. But remember, you got to watch your water on the page. And I want to warn everybody over and over again, because I don't want anybody emailing and say, oh, I used watercolor on my book and it went through. It will go through if you oversaturate it. Just saying. Be very careful. Dry in between. Dry in between your layers. Otherwise, it's the water. It's not the paint. It's the water that will go through or pill your paper. Okay? So you got to be very careful with the amount of water. And I'm just spraying it over on my side palette. I'll show you what all I'm using here in just a minute, but I don't want to have to readjust 10 more times. So, and just bring out a few little veins here. Okay, let's do that last one. Well, these two. I got this one up here. Like that. And then I'll probably feather these edges out just a little bit more again as soon as I get these on here. So I'm just kind of shading in with the watercolor. And if y'all missed where I showed the Marie Angel book, if you came in late or just getting here, go back and look at the Marie Angel where I showed that book. Okay, now I'm going to kind of get in there in these little back petals a little. That. All right, now I'm going to hit it with the heat gun and get it so that it's not overly saturated. Let's go ahead and back out. Let me just back out. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go back to my flat brush. Where is it? And I'll show you all the supplies and everything here in just a minute. Now I'm going to get just some water. Let me find a clean place here on my, let me just make a little, here. I just want a little place to put some water right there. Okay, and what I'm going to do, now I'm going to come back on the flowers and just kind of soften it. Again, I'm kind of scrubbing. You got to be careful not to pill the paper, but just the very tips of where I just put the lines, I'm just going to soften that out. And you can do it with pencil too, guys. I'm just trying to play with watercolor as much as possible, but you can do all this with pencil. Soften this out, blend this out. I guess that's not too loud. Or the roofer's hammering on some new shingles. Fridays can just be tricky. I got all things planned on Fridays, and anyway. Okay, so there we go. All right, now I'm going to dry that. I'm going to do a couple other. Oh wait, I got to do these two orange flowers. Let's go back with. Let's put out a little sienna because I had orange. I was using the, what is it? The Frolicsome frolic some. Let's get some of that. Okay, now let me get my round brush. I wanted to get back to him a little bit. I want to add a little bit more fur. So hang on, let's add a little bit here. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all will try to play with whatever watercolors you have. Like I said, we almost did Neo colors. We almost started with Neo colors this morning instead of the Jane Davenport watercolor sets. Okay, so let's go over to this one. Maybe just a little bit in the center there. Because I'm going to go in there with some pencil, I think, lighten it. Okay, now let's get some clean water and soften that out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so now I'm going to come back to him again. And let's that's pretty good. And I want to get some darker hairs in there. So I think I'll go with, let me see what colors I have here. Not sure about this Ariel. That's a red. Okay, these are going to be too bright. I have to just probably go with the dark brown. I'll have to probably do a mixture of this dark brown. Again, I'm going to come over here and water it down. I'm going to get some of the dark brown and some of the sienna. So it's just a darker shade of what we already started with. Okay, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start doing more little shading. Let's see, maybe I can zoom in a little. It's so challenging. And do some darker little hairs. Thinner. Sorry guys, it's crazy. It just does not stay. It just does whatever it wants. Dark, light, light, dark, does whatever it wants. And I have no auto settings on. None. They're not, it's just like it won't lock in. All right. Just very lightly putting a few more. And I do need to do a little something on his feet here too. We just have a wash on there so far. Probably a liner brush would be better. You could get real thin lines with the liner brush. This brush is pretty thin, but it's not as thin as a liner brush. I don't know how well you can see any of this detail. You'll see how it's darkening it up. All right, let me read chat for a second. You have a plumber at your house, Suze? And with plumber crack, he said. uh, Okay, now I want even, there might be a couple little hairs right in here. There's a little bit of a shadow right there, but I want to keep this, light up here. And I'll probably even put some white. See, down here is his little tummy, and then there's the white fur. So we're going to do a little bit of detail on that. Let's get a couple little. All right, now I want to go one darker. So I think I'll mix a little of the ink and the ink. Oh, that's not it. Here it is. The ink blue. Right over here, the ink blue and a little water and a little bit of the cocoa brown. Okay, and then I gotta add water because that's way too concentrated. And now I'm gonna come in here. Oh, let's dry it. Nope, I need a liner brush. This is our less water one. Okay, do need a little more. Going from 3 palettes here, trying to find. A nice dark color up underneath of him. I don't know. Hope you all have been able to see something here today with all the light, because it's a bright sunny day. I mean, it's like it can't be any brighter outside. Oh, thanks, Zelie. You like it? Oh, thank you. Okay, Kenny. Maybe it's just me seeing it getting light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. And I hope you're doing well, by the way. Good to see you. I know maybe you just can't tell here on Ustream. Maybe you can't tell when it changes on Ustream. I can see it, but maybe y'all can't see it. Could be. And again, I'm hardly any water. If this gets too wet, you want to make sure you dry in between. Oh, thanks, Limo. We're working it. Okay. Now in a little, just a few blue, darker blue shadow, because the fur is white, and I'm going to go in there with white Posca too to even add more. But I'm just going to add a couple little random fur. And a little tummy too. Now let's see. Let's go back here on the tail. I think I'll pull out a few extra long little hairs off the tip of the tail. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this. And remember what we did with the tree and other things where you take the white Posca and you add some highlights and then you can put a wash over it. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. But first let me go back in there and fix his little eye a little bit. Now I've got to go back in there. As soon as that dries, I've got to go back in there with black. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go in here with my white. Let's make sure this one's the one working, because y'all know I got two of them sitting here. And I'm going to just kind of make sure and go and drag these little white. Okay, let's see if you can see this. I'll hold it up. All right, watch the edge right there. Can you see? So we've gone from this to that. I'm just flicking out, and you can kind of cross them over a little. Is that showing up? Thanks, Eileen. All right, so now I'm going to do too many things on the desk. I'm going to go on the top of his little head. Some days it just doesn't pay to stream, I'm just saying. Some days it's just like too much going on, and you try, but it's just like, I shouldn't have probably streamed. So I'm going to put a few little hairs around his face. I know y'all probably can't very well see that. And some of these I want to stay a little bright, but I'm going to go back over them. As soon as the Posca white paint dries, I'm going to go back over the white with some more watercolor to knock it back. Now some of this I do want to kind of stay white because his chest is white, and the blue is just the shadow, right? So I want to keep that pretty white. Same thing for his whiskers. I think he needs white whiskers. even though they're black on. And again, see how I'm going over that mushroom? You shouldn't probably do these whiskers till the mushroom's done. Okay. His little feet, I'll put a little highlight on his feet. Again, I'll go back over it. I know it looks kind of white, but just wait for it. Okay, so then here I'm going to put a few white highlights here coming across his back. Where the whitest fur is, or the lightest fur, I should say. Don't hear any more hammering. Maybe he's done. A little bit on his foot there. He looks startled. I'm gonna knock his. I'm gonna knock his pupils back. I'm gonna fix the pupils here in a minute. So, but he is gonna look a little startled. So I have a few brighter ones here. Okay. And see that makes his leg look rounded. Okay, same for his tail. Is he done?
He's almost done.
Okay.
Looking good though.
I told the girls if when we went out to look at a dishwasher, we stopped by the bookstore that I want to try to do a test live stream.
At the bookstore?
At the bookstore, yeah.
Are you still on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say hi, everybody.
Hello, ladies and gents. You want to make some fresh coffee?
No, not right now. I didn't even get any of that other pot. It's a whole wasted pot of coffee.
Okay.
Thank you, honey.
That's all right.
They're afraid of the noise. Yeah. Okay. So, going to not. Yeah. No, Eileen, wait. Okay, so now I'm going to hit it with the heat gun just to make sure everything's dry. So I'm going to go back in with my pen. Okay. And get his little pupil in there again, because the white Posca is, even though it's a sharp one, it's not as sharp as the Sharpie. And I could get in there and shade even more with pencil, but I'm trying to do as much with watercolor as we can. All right, so now I'm going to take like a nice, maybe this mango. Let's see how, or maybe, yeah, let me give it a test. Here, I'll come over here and spray and put a little bit out here. Let's see. Maybe a little of this mango and a little bit, it's going to be a little, let me test. Maybe it'll work. Okay, a little bit of the mango and orange here. Lightly, very lightly. I'm going to go back over the white. And it'll still be bright. Now, I'm not going to do the white here. I want that to stay that color. But you'll still see all those hairs that I just put in, but they're not going to be white. They'll be knocked back to like an orangey yellow kind of color. I'll try to hold it up to maybe his whiskers, I'll knock them back. I think he needs a little bit of light around his nose. I might go in there with a pencil. Okay, so let's see if I can show you this. Okay, so see where the hairs are white there? Need a little bit more water. Okay, let's see here. It's not quite thick enough. I might leave just the very highlighted ones white. But I'm just going over. Gotta hold it down here. Put a nice wash over the whole thing. And you'll still see Because the Posca's acrylic, right? You're not going to erase it, so to speak. You're not going to erase the Posca with another wash of watercolor. But I'm not scrubbing it too much either, because I'll scrub those underlayers of watercolor if you over scrub. So I'm thinking that's pretty good. Yeah, pops the fur. And I made them kind of fluffy. I mean, if you don't want them as like, you can flatten that out with pencil. If you don't want the hair so individual. And I gotta go down here on his little tummy. Okay, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of that on top of his highlighted feet too. All right, now let me go back with the Posca and do his little tummy. Missed that. But I want to keep that white because his stomach is white. So I'm kind of liking that. Now I'm going to take a white pencil. Let me sharpen. Then I'll show you all the sets I'm using here, and then I'm going to go. It's 2.5 hours anyway. Highlights and lowlights, yeah. That's what just Tyler says. Yeah, Livo. All right, so now let me kind of zoom in one more time around his eyes and face here. I want to soften his little muzzle. Maybe a little around the eyes here. Just softening because, and I could even do more with pencil, but I'm going to keep it, All right. I'm trying to keep it as much watercolor as I can, but I am going to have to get back in here with my black. Sharp, make his eyes round again. Maybe just a little on the top of his head there. Because I can easily start getting in there with the pencil now, and I'm trying not to. You know what I mean, Vern? Let me go back over that. A little bit orange there. Okay. Maybe just a little bit of Posca around his little muzzle. Let's get it just a little brighter. His little whiskers. Like that. Yeah, his little nose is black with a little teeny bit of blue. And they're actually, let me dry to make sure everything's dry. A little tiny bit of blue pencil in the eye and on the nose. And I know you probably won't be able to see it, but it's very tiny. Maybe he needs a couple whisker dots. He probably doesn't, but I'm going to put a couple. Anyway, guys, let's go and back all the way out here. And, it takes a long time to do a whole thing in watercolor. But, whoops, let's go in one. There we go. So there you can see, you saw how zoomed in we were, right? Now you can really tell when you come all the way this far out. Let me zoom in one. There. So this book is the Nightfall by Maria Trolle. Still in progress, but you can see it's coming along with just the watercolor and a little Posca and a little bit of pencil. Oh, the other thing I want to show that I want to do is, let me see, this one's probably the most. I'm going to want to go in here with details with the Posca, like the stamens, okay, like that. So that's another thing to add. And again, if it's too white, go back after it's dry, go back over it with some yellow or orange. Same thing for the little Black Susans, is that what they're called? I forget anyway. I'm going to show you when you add the dots on that too. So you can go from that to that. See? See the little dots? I can zoom in, zoom out. And the same thing for this one. And you don't have to leave it white. You can go back over it with the orange or yellow or whatever color once it dries to knock it back. Knock back the white with the color. But I wanted to make sure you saw that first. So here we go. See, I put on there. So from that to that, see the little white dots? Same thing for here and here. So they don't have to stay that bright. You can either go over it with pencil or go back over it with another layer of your watercolor. Okay? So I'll show you real quick what we've been using. There's that looks pretty good right there. Okay. And I'll tell you what we're going to do next week, other than unless I do a random stream over the weekend just to test. Okay, so here are the colors. Let's make sure nothing's going to drip. So this set here, and I don't even know if the name is on there. I'm not sure the names of each set. I think this one's the Brights. Okay, this one's called the Brights. And it's got the aqua color. Then this one is the Glitz C. Glitz S-E-A, Glitz C colors. There's those colors. And that's in the dark teal, so you can see the difference. Okay. And then this one, I forget the name of it too, but it's the neutrals. Okay, it's like the neutral colors. And it's in the gold. It's in the gold tin. There's those colors. And it's in the gold. So those are the three sets. This is just one of her little, she sends these out when you order. So that's those colors. I was using this big palette here. And you can reuse this, you know, it's watercolor if you want to leave those colors in there. But the thing about using one of these porcelain palettes is, now you can't do this with acrylic paint. You'd have to scrape it out. But if it's just watercolor and water-based paints, you can get this completely clean again. Let me get it dry. You can get this perfectly clean again, see, and reuse it. Or you can just leave this in here, and when it dries, you can reuse these because they'll reconcentrate if it's water based. You know, whether it's your dilutions, your mermaid markers, and this is how I use my mermaid markers too, because these are so concentrated that just a tiny bit goes a long way. So you know that's a good thing to do in there. And then, of course, my two little brushes, they're just two little craft brushes, a little flat and a round. I mean, a round and a point, number one. And then a Sharpie pen, and a white Posca, and a couple of Prismacolor. And because we didn't do much penciling, just a couple of details, and a spray bottle. A spray bottle to reconcentrate your just to spray, get it reconstituted, and a heat gun. So again, next week what I want to do is we're going to do a Bailey J I want to try to find a little bit of time to do even a brief little demo out of it before we did a giveaway, because I'm going to give this away sometime next week. And I'm also going to work in, let me move my tray here. I'm also going to work in the new Bella Futura. I was going to do it today, but because of the hammering and, I want to calmer. It's been a hectic week. So I want to work in the Bella Futura. I will do another complete flip through. The artist sent me this, Jennifer Zimmerman, which y'all know we've worked out of this book. Let me find her. I accidentally just pulled that out a minute ago. So we've done demos here. We did a cat eye demo out of her book here. And so what I'd like to do, I just had it washi taped in here. What I'd like to do is find something in her book, whether it's a jewel, a flower, something out of her book, the Secrets of Coloring, and use one of her techniques or one of her demos to carry over into her Bella Futura. I don't know if we're going to find it. Like maybe here's some metal. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find something. We'll find something to try to use a demo out of here into here. Thanks for stopping in, Haley. Bye. You too, Connie, Melody. So y'all have a great Easter weekend and Good Friday today, Easter Sunday, and however whatever you believe or celebrate. Y'all have a great weekend. And I may or may not stream from the bookstore doing a YouTube live test. We'll see. But I hope y'all enjoyed coloring a little bit in the Marie Trolle little Weasel. Thanks, Bacola. Thanks, Colleen. Thanks, everybody. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye.